Hey everyone, ready for a deep dive into something truly mind-blowing?
Mind-blowing is right.
We're talking about Elon Musk's AI company, XAI, and their incredible creation,
It's
Colossus.
not science fiction. This is happening right now, and it has the potential to reshape our world.
Especially for a continent like Africa.
Absolutely.
In this deep dive, we're going to unpack exactly what Colossus is, how it works, and why it matters
To you.
to everyone. But we'll be paying special attention to how this technology could impact Africa's future.
Yeah, we're talking about a supercomputer built in just 122 days,
122 days.
powered by Tesla Megapacks,
You know those things.
and training an AI named Grok that can analyze images A&D text.
Buckle up because the implications are huge. Okay, so first, Colossus itself. This thing is an absolute beast.
It really is.
Located in Memphis, Tennessee, and houses over 100,000 Nvidia GPUs.
That's a lot of processing power.
A lot.
It's designed for continuous uptime. That's crucial for the kind of AI training they're doing. To give you an idea of the scale, Colossus can store exabytes of data.
Exabytes. Okay, break that down for me.
Think of every single book ever written and then copy them 1,000 times over.
That's a lot of books.
That's the amount of information we're talking about.
It's mind-boggling. And they chose Memphis, huh? Over Silicon Valley or something?
They needed a facility that was ready to go immediately. To get Colossus up and running as fast as possible, speed is key in the world of AI, especially with how quickly things are advancing.
So location doesn't matter as much.
Exactly. And they're already planning a major upgrade to even more powerful NVIDIA chips when they become available.
Speaking of speed, let's talk about some of the cool features that make Colossus so efficient. They've used a raised floor design, which basically means the system is split into 3 levels.
Power at the
You
bottom,
get cooling below that.
and the all-important GPU cluster right in the middle.
Okay, so the cooling system. I'm fascinated by this.
It's pretty cool, literally. They use water, but it doesn't have to be icy cold. It just needs to be cooler than the GPUs.
So the heat energy transfers to the water and is carried away.
It's all about thermodynamics.
Science. Each GPU rack even has its own independent water cooling system.
And can be pulled out individually for maintenance.
They've really thought of everything.
Minimizing downtime is crucial for efficient AI training. These design choices might seem like small details,
Right.
but they have a huge impact on the overall performance of the system.
Oh, and then there are the colored lights on the fans.
Yeah,
Not just for aesthetics, though, right?
right. A healthy fan has a blue light. A bad fan switches to red.
Simple but effective.
It's those little details that allow technicians to quickly identify and replace failing components, keep the system running smoothly. Remember, every minute of downtime means potential delays in training Grok.
Right. Okay, so we've talked about the brain power
The brain.
and the cooling system.
Why cool?
But all this tech needs energy. Lots of it. And here's where it gets really interesting.
This is the cool part.
Colossus is powered by Tesla Megapacks,
Instead of pulling energy directly from the grid, which can have tiny fluctuations,
which can disrupt AI training, right?
yeah, they feed power from the grid into the megapacks. These megapacks then discharge directly into the training cluster
So it's like a giant, super stable battery.
for the entire system.
This use of Tesla Megapacks, it could have a huge impact beyond data centers.
Definitely.
It makes you wonder if this is the future of powering, energy-intensive operations.
Especially in places like Africa where reliable power grids are a challenge.
Yeah.
It's certainly a possibility. Tesla's expertise in battery technology is clearly extending beyond electric vehicles. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. For now, let's focus on how this power is being used to train Grok.
Grok. That's
Yeah.
the AI being trained on Colossus. Think of it like a super smart chatbot
But it's constantly evolving.
and learning new things.
Yeah, it can already understand and respond to text.
But it can also analyze images too, right?
Right, they've incorporated image analysis capabilities.
So it can look at a picture and understand what's going on. That's incredible.
Grok is learning to see the world through images, just like humans do. It's a significant step towards what we call artificial general intelligence, or AGI.
That's both amazing and a little scary, to be honest.
It's a big deal.
What does that mean for the future, especially as AI becomes more and more advanced?
We'll delve into those questions a bit later.
Okay. But first, how does all this data get around inside Colossus? It's not your average internet connection.
Not even close. They're using Nvidia Bluefield data processing units that can handle 400 gigabits per second.
I can't even imagine that kind of speed. So all of this, the massive processing power, the cooling system, the energy supply, the data transfer, it's all working together to train Grok.
It's like building a giant digital brain.
And this brain is learning at an incredible pace. Elon Musk already announced plans to double the size of Colossus in the next 2 months.
Taking it to over 200,000 GPUs.
It's like an AI arms race.
It kind of is.
And XAI seems to be sprinting ahead. But what does this all mean for the rest of us? Especially in a place like Africa, where access to technology can be a game changer.
That's a fantastic question, and it's something we'll be exploring in more detail.
All right, so we've covered the basics of Colossus. Now, let's get into the really exciting stuff. What this technology can actually do and how it could transform various aspects of life, particularly in Africa.
So we've talked about the incredible power and potential of Colossus and Grok. But now, let's connect this to the bigger picture. What does it mean for Africa?
You know, when we're talking about Grok analyzing images, it makes me think of those AI image generators that were all the rage a few years back. But this is on a whole other level.
Definitely a whole other level.
What could this kind of technology do for a continent like Africa, where, access to resources and expertise can be limited?
That's where things get really exciting. Imagine, for example, a rural clinic, in a remote part of Africa. Access to specialists is limited. But with AI-powered diagnostics, medical images like X-rays can be analyzed by algorithms that can detect diseases like tuberculosis or even certain types of cancer.
So it's almost like
often with greater accuracy than a human doctor could in that setting.
That's incredible. It's like bringing specialist knowledge to even the most remote corners of the world. And it's not just diagnosis, right?
Right. AI can also personalize treatment plans, taking into account factors like genetics and lifestyle. This could revolutionize healthcare in Africa,
Making it
more accessible, affordable, and effective for millions of people.
Okay, healthcare is a big one, but what about education? How can AI help bridge the gap in access to quality education across Africa?
Personalized learning platforms. Imagine that. Platforms that adapt to each student's individual needs and learning style.
I wish I had that.
AI algorithms can analyze a student's performance, identify areas where they're struggling, and provide targeted support and feedback, almost like a personal tutor for every student.
Wow, that could really level the playing field. Give everyone access to quality education, no matter where they live in Africa or what their background is.
Exactly. It has the potential to unlock the potential of so many students who might otherwise be left behind.
And it's not just individual learning, right?
Right. AI can also optimize entire education systems, from how resources are allocated to developing more effective curricula.
So it's like AI is this super-powered tool
It is.
that can be applied to some of the biggest challenges facing Africa, from healthcare to education. But how do we make sure it benefits everyone and doesn't just widen the gap between those who have access to technology and those who don't?
That's a crucial question. One of the biggest challenges is making sure that the development and deployment of AI in Africa is done ethically and responsibly.
So it's not enough to just have the technology. We need to think carefully about the potential consequences, make sure it's used in a way that benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Exactly. That means addressing concerns about data privacy and security, ensuring that AI systems aren't perpetuating existing biases, and making sure that the benefits of AI are shared equitably across society.
That makes a lot of sense, but those are big challenges.
They are.
And they require a lot of careful thought and planning. What are some concrete steps that can be taken to ensure that AI is used responsibly in Africa? Where do we even begin?
Well, one crucial step is investing in education and training.
Okay.
We need to equip people with the skills and knowledge to understand AI, develop it, and use it effectively.
So it's about building capacity from the ground up.
Precisely. And that means supporting STEM education at all levels, from primary school to university, and creating opportunities for people to specialize in AI-related fields.
So it's not just about importing AI technology into Africa.
It's about empowering Africans.
It's about empowering Africans to create and shape their own AI future. That's really inspiring.
It is. And it's not just about technical skills. We also need to foster critical thinking, ethical awareness, an understanding of the social implications of AI. This will help to ensure that AI is developed and used in a way that aligns with human values and serves the common good.
Okay. Education and ethical awareness are key. But what about the role of governments and regulations? How can they help ensure that AI is used responsibly?
Governments have a vital role to play in establishing clear guidelines and frameworks for the development and deployment of AI. They need to address issues like data privacy, algorithmic bias, and accountability.
So it's about setting boundaries,
Yes,
establishing rules of the road for AI,
exactly.
making sure it's used in a way that is safe, ethical, and beneficial to society.
And those rules need to be developed in a way that is sensitive to the specific context of Africa, taking into account the continent's unique challenges and opportunities.
Right. It's not a one-size-fits-all approach. What works in Silicon Valley might not work in a rural village in Kenya. The solutions need to be tailored to the specific needs and realities of African communities.
Absolutely. And that's why it's so important to involve diverse voices in the conversation about AI in Africa. We need to bring together policymakers, researchers, business leaders, and community members to ensure that AI is developed and deployed in a way that is inclusive and benefits everyone.
I'm sensing a theme here: collaboration, inclusion, and a focus on responsible development. It's not just about the technology. It's about using it wisely and thoughtfully to create a better future for Africa. But even with all these precautions, there are still concerns about AI taking away jobs, right?
Yeah.
How do we balance that with the potential for job creation that we talked about earlier?
It's a valid concern, and it's something we need to be proactive about. One solution is to focus on retraining and upskilling the workforce. We need to equip people with the skills they need to thrive in an AI-powered economy.
So it's about adapting to the changing landscape
Yeah,
and making sure people aren't left behind. It sounds like a massive undertaking,
it is.
but also an incredibly exciting opportunity.
It is. And that requires a collaborative effort between governments, businesses, and educational institutions. We need to invest in training programs, create apprenticeships, and make sure everyone has access to the resources they need to succeed in this new world.
Okay, we've covered a lot of ground here. From the potential of AI to transform healthcare and education in Africa, to the importance of responsible development, and addressing the potential impact on jobs. But let's shift gears a bit
Okay.
and talk about the economic implications of AI for Africa. Can this technology really drive significant economic growth?
Absolutely. In fact, that's what we'll be diving into in the next part of our deep dive.
Stay tuned, everyone. We're about to explore how AI can boost productivity, efficiency, and innovation across a wide range of industries in Africa, and how African countries can position themselves to benefit from this technological revolution. All right, so we've talked about AI's potential to transform healthcare and education in Africa, and we've touched on the importance of responsible development.
Yeah.
But now let's dive into the economic impact.
The money.
Yeah. Can AI really drive significant economic growth for African countries?
Absolutely. We've already hinted at the potential for AI to create new jobs, but it goes far beyond that. AI can boost productivity, efficiency, and innovation across a wide range of industries.
So paint a picture for me. What does that look like in practice?
Okay, so imagine AI-powered systems optimizing supply chains for agricultural products.
Reducing waste.
Yeah, reducing waste and getting goods to market faster. Or AI algorithms analyzing financial data to identify investment opportunities.
And help small businesses grow.
Exactly.
So it's not just about replacing jobs with robots. It's about making existing industries work smarter and creating entirely new sectors of the economy.
Exactly. Think about the possibilities for AI in areas like renewable energy or telecommunications or even tourism. African countries have a real opportunity to leverage AI to kind of leapfrog ahead in terms of economic development.
That's really exciting. But how can African countries practically position themselves to benefit from this AI revolution? What are the key ingredients?
Well, investment is crucial. Governments and businesses need to invest in AI research and development, infrastructure, and talent. Think of it like building a foundation for a skyscraper. You can't just build upwards without a strong base.
So it's about creating an environment where AI can flourish, like fertile ground for innovation to take root. But investment alone isn't enough, is it?
You're right. Fostering collaboration and knowledge sharing is equally important. African countries can learn from each other's successes and challenges, share best practices, and work together to develop AI solutions that address their specific needs.
So it's about unity, about African nations working together to harness the power of AI for the benefit of the entire continent.
Precisely. And there are already inspiring examples of this happening. Organizations like Data Science Nigeria are doing incredible work in training the next generation of AI professionals. And initiatives like the Zindi platform are connecting data scientists across Africa to solve real-world problems.
That's fantastic. It sounds like there's a real sense of momentum building around AI in Africa.
There is. And I'm incredibly optimistic about the future. Of course, there are challenges, like ensuring ethical development, bridging the digital divide, and addressing concerns about job displacement. But I believe these challenges can be overcome with careful planning, collaboration, and a commitment to putting people first.
It's about finding that sweet spot between embracing innovation and ensuring that it benefits everyone, not just a select few.
Exactly. AI has the potential to be a game changer for Africa. But it's up to all of us to guide its development in a direction that creates a more equitable and prosperous future for the entire continent.
This has been an incredible journey. From the mind-blowing capabilities of Colossus to the transformative potential of AI for Africa, it's clear that we're living in a time of extraordinary technological advancement.
It's a time of both immense opportunity and great responsibility. The choices we make today will shape the future of AI and its impact on the world, especially in a place like Africa where the potential for positive change is enormous.
So to our listeners, keep those minds curious, stay informed, and engage in the conversation about AI. It's a conversation that affects us all. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.